my mother was murdered via domestic violence. Young and dumb.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And I was persuaded, taken advantage of, and then discarded. Now I'm standing up and I remember he yanked the blanket from under my feet and I hit the floor. Boom! And my stupid self believed the lies and came back. And all I remember is him backhanded slapping me so hard that I blacked out. When I came to, the pillow that was white was covered red.
Reborn and relentless, the stories are true. Ooh, Tonya Jackson bringing voices through. Ooh, faith through the fire, watch what they do. This is the season we shine through. Shine through, shine through, shine through, shine through, shine through.
Hey. Welcome back, y'all, to Reborn and Relentless. Again, I'm your host, Tonya D.Jackson. And of course, I have an amazing guest with us today with another amazing story of how she was reborn and relentless. I hope y'all ready because I'm ready. And like I told you guys before, that I like to hear the stories just like you guys like to hear the stories for the first time. So let's get into it. How you doing?
I'm all right. How
Stefan.
you doing?
I'm good. Thank you so much for agreeing to come on.
Thank you for having me.
Okay.
I appreciate you.
I'm glad God released you to share what he has brought you through, right? Because we wouldn't be here if he didn't bring us through.
Yes.
So we're not going to keep them waiting.
All right.
Okay. I like to start with childhood, of course, because our childhood shapes who we are. And I think it's extremely important for people to know where we came from. So how was your childhood?
Ooh. My childhood was very interesting. I was raised by my grandmother. My mom was a drug addict for most of my life.
Okay.
And my grandmother raised us the best she could, myself and my brother.
Okay.
There were lots of aunties and uncles at that time, being young. But around about the age of 15, grandma got sick, could no longer care for us, in the way that she obviously, was caring for us. And we ended up kind of getting shifted around between whoever could tolerate us at the time. People get sick of you after a while, especially if you're not there.
Right.
And even if you are there, but that's another story.
Exactly. So
And
where was that?
This was in actually West Haven.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
I am a agent of West Haven. Went to West Haven High.
Okay.
For a short duration, but yes, I grew up in West Haven, Connecticut.
Was your father around?
No, so my father was a musician.
Okay.
He traveled a lot, but he was in my life, but afar, estranged, so to say.
Okay.
So I would see him on occasion, or when he would come to the States or wherever from traveling, and would be playing in the areas, in New Haven, around about areas, and I would see him.
Okay.
And I adored my father. Really? Oh, I adored my father. And you know how, you hear how it is. Daughters are their father's child, and I admired mine so much, but barely got to see him. Okay. So now you have no mom present and no covering from a father. So about, again, 15 was when, the stationary home that was abandoned. Even through that duration, yearning for my mom, always wondering where she was, knowing she's in and out of prisons,
Yeah.
because that's, that's usually the norm for drug addicts. Programs, prisons, swinging doors,
Yeah.
And so at 15, longer story short, for the childhood,
Okay.
ended up homeless.
Okay. So so take us into how you ended up homeless at 15.
Okay. I was probably, so the 15, I met the last auntie
Okay, so
that was
the
available.
last option.
The
Okay.
last option, the
Okay.
last auntie.
Mm-hmm.
And they have their own thing going on. Husband in the house. And so one day she was just like, well, you can't come here.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay.
At 15, okay, now what do I do?
Right. Now, and where's your brother at this time?
He's actually with my grandmother, who he shouldn't have been with because she was in not a nursing facility, but the apartments for elderly.
Yes.
Apartments for elderly.
So he really wasn't supposed
He
to be
wasn't
there.
supposed to be there.
Okay.
But he was her love. I used to be.
Yeah,
And then I grew up.
Right.
Now I have to fend for myself. Now he's the new baby.
Okay.
So, yeah, she and he was a help to her,
Yeah.
especially, at that age.
Yep.
You had, dementia starting to kick in a little bit, so he was a help to her
Okay.
at that age. So she had him with her. And for whatever reasons, they allowed him to be with her. The building in which she lived in, they loved him.
Oh.
He helped everybody in there. So that was a good thing for
Yeah.
both of them at that time.
Okay.
For me, it was a different story. And so now I was a freshman in high school.
Okay.
I believe around this time I was preparing. Freshman year was almost over.
Okay.
And, getting ready to go into sophomore year. So I was, homeless. What am I going to do? And it started with my friends, can I sleep over? Because that's what we did.
Yeah.
Can I sleep over? And they had no clue that I had nowhere to go. I had an uncle that lived in West Haven, and I hadn't stayed with him yet.
Okay.
And I believe, if my recollection serves me correctly, reaching out to him, he had a 1-bedroom apartment.
Okay.
So he took the living room, and I stayed with him until it got crazy.
Okay. How did it get crazy?
How'd it get crazy? I can tell you how it got crazy.
How it got crazy.
He, too, was a recreational drug user. So the times that he wanted to party, he would pay me to leave.
Where was he expecting you to go?
I don't
Okay.
I didn't ask that question.
Yeah.
That, I didn't even think to ask that question. Now
You
that
just
I'm
said,
thinking
just
back.
give me the money. All
Just
right,
give me
I'll go.
money.
I'll be back.
Oh, $50? Okay.
I'll be back.
I'll be back. What time you want? Okay. I'm 15,
Yeah.
going on 16. Okay. So I had a good friend that had a car back then, and they came and picked me up, and went to their house sometime, rode around, whatever we did to pass the time away.
Yeah.
Sometimes I was able to get back into the house. Other times I was not.
Wow.
It became more of the frequent of not being able to get in. And so hence now looking for somewhere else
Okay.
to lay my head. And then be up and prepared to go to school, high school, the next day.
How were your grades in school during this time? Do you remember?
My grades weren't that bad, actually. My attendance, though, was a problem, became a problem.
Okay. Yeah.
Because sometimes I didn't have food to eat. Sometimes I was too far from school. I went to West Haven High at the time, that I couldn't get to school.
Okay.
didn't have the means, didn't have the bus fare, whatever.
Yeah.
Sometimes clothes. I've lost a lot of belongings moving
Back and forth,
back
yeah.
and forth from place to place. You leave stuff somewhere, they throw it out. Even aunties and uncles, it's not their stuff.
Yep.
So it has no value to them. And yes, I remember the last time not being able to get into my uncle's, home and have somewhere secure to stay. And I became friends with an older lady that lived in the same complex. So you're talking, I'm close to 16 now. She was in her early 20s.
Okay.
She had her own apartment. She allowed me to come stay. She had a long, like, walk-in closet, which I made my bedroom.
Okay. Okay. All right. It was
And that's where I was.
worked out. Okay.
That's where I was. A lot of nights not having food, going to bed hungry. I remember getting teary-eyed now. I remember just eating a pack of crackers, like the saltine single pack.
Yeah.
Saltine crackers and Lipton tea. And that was my dinner sometimes for days. You know?
Yeah.
I've been only able to eat half because you got to have the other half for breakfast.
Yeah.
No one knew. I never said anything to an administrator in school. We had this one administrator like us, and I was even afraid to tell him, just the stigmatism of what might be said, what might be done. I didn't know. So I remained silent. And I remember the closet becoming an issue.
Okay. Where you were staying?
Where I was staying.
Okay.
I was violated
Okay.
in that closet
By somebody she knew?
by somebody she knew,
Wow.
an older individual. But at that age, I didn't.
Yeah.
And it wasn't a brutal violation. It was a seductive lure type of violation.
Yeah.
So I'm young. I don't, young and dumb.
Yep.
And I was persuaded, taken advantage of, and then discarded. Now you know more, good.
Yeah.
And so obviously that left me. I was always a plump girl.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So now I'm young, ignorant to what took place and what was taking place.
Yeah.
But now also feeling insecure, low self-esteem, because is it me? Is it because, I'm overweight?
Right. What happened?
What
Yeah.
happened?
Yeah.
Not realizing what actually took place. This was a violator.
Yeah.
And so a lot of things happened in that closet. That's a book. A lot of things happened in that closet. And after a while, again, now I'm a burden.
Okay. Now, did she know about that situation?
I believe she did after a while.
Okay. Okay.
But I don't believe it was perceived to her. Like, I don't believe she perceived it as a violation.
Okay. Maybe something you.
Right.
Okay.
Or consensual.
Okay. Yep. Got you.
Yep. Looking back, on it. And so I kept that in my heart for years. And sometimes, you block out things, you don't even remember it happens until something happens and then it brings it back. What they say, trigger.
Right.
Yeah. So that was that. And then, so after a while, the closet, that was my last somewhat stable,
Yeah.
situation.
Yeah.
My resort after that was I had a cousin in New Haven.
Okay.
Now, at this time, young teenager, I was always afraid of New Haven.
Of course, gun waving.
Right? Gun waving New Haven.
Pistol waving, New
Right?
Haven.
So I was afraid of New Haven. But I had a cousin that lived in New Haven, and we've always, she actually, I ended up having to tell her.
Okay. Well, were
I
you still
had-
15? Or a little older
16
now? 16?
now.
Okay.
I had to tell her because this was the situation. But even though before I even went to stay with her, we would hang out, from time to time, and she didn't know what was going on until the closet being, no more available, and that situation happening.
Yeah.
And even with that, they kept my stuff. I had a little TV, all of my memoirs from high school, yearbook, just stuff. I had a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
And when I tried to go back to get the stuff, they said they threw the stuff away. So I lost a lot. So now I have nothing probably but a bag of belongings,
Wow.
a book bag, and a bag of stuff.
I think the craziest part, just right here alone, is the fact that at 15, where you're supposed to still be a child, teenager, right, and accounted for, that people who are seeing you almost every day don't know what's going on. Like, at school.
Yes.
It's like, so on top of everything, and then you not feeling comfortable enough to verbalize what's happening, you holding all this in at 15 years old. That's crazy.
Yes.
Like, but how many?
How many?
And that don't feel comfortable. There's not a safe space for them to
Right.
say, this is what's
going on.
happening.
Yes.
And then it makes me think, my mom used to have every summer, we used to have all kinds of people living with us. Right? And then thinking about it, it's like, I remember some of, not my friends, but some of my siblings' friends, or maybe one or two, that had not stable places. That's just crazy to me.
is.
At 15. That's still very young.
Very young. And I didn't realize how young, and listening to what you're saying, you don't realize that at that age, but until after you have children yourself.
And you looking at your 15-year-old
what?
can't imagine them not having nowhere
They wouldn't
to go.
have made it. They wouldn't have-
Especially now.
Especially now. They wouldn't have made it. But yes, I don't know how, nothing but the grace of God. Because when I think back, even sharing now, just thinking about it, like, my God.
Yeah. So did DCF ever get involved? No, just because you have family.
Yes, I had family, right. And when I finally came, so I ended up coming to New Haven. My cousin's situation was almost similar to mine.
Okay.
Her mom was also, had issues with, but they lived in a stable, home.
Yep.
The grandmother was present, but her grandmother was ill, but she was present. And her mom used to stay in the basement. So her whole basement was full of shit. She didn't know that I was staying there until months, about 6 months later, because my cousin would hide me under her grandmother's bed, which is a high loft bed. So it had a whole lot of extra room underneath.
Yeah.
And we made a little pad underneath there. And so they would think I was just coming over every day.
My goodness. And you
Chilling.
sleeping there.
And I'm sleeping
And
there.
they ain't know.
They didn't know. For 6 months.
Oh my goodness. So what happened when they found out? How did they find out? I didn't know how they found out.
It was actually a Mother's Day. I will never forget this. It was a Mother's Day, and we didn't have no money.
Okay.
My cousin was working at McDonald's. I hadn't started working yet. So I would be there all day, mind you, while my cousin was at work. Her mom's in the basement. not knowing. Grandma knew, but Grandma really couldn't vocalize. She was able to say certain words, but she had a stroke at that
Okay.
time, so she was pretty much nonverbal.
Yeah.
So she couldn't, say anything.
Wow.
Oh my gosh. And every day I would keep myself just out of sight in the house until my cousin got home. And on Mother's Day, we were like, let's make mommy, because I called her mother, let's make mommy some cards. Of course, it was my idea.
Yeah.
Let's be creative and make Mother's Day cards, because honestly, I felt like it's the least I could do. Like there was always that burden on me, staying with people and not being able to contribute.
Yeah.
And them having enough compassion to allow me to stay, even if it was for a short time.
And even though she didn't even know.
And she didn't know.
Wow.
So we gave her the cards. And it was funny because we learned that day that she actually did know sooner than we thought she knew. But not right away.
Okay.
And she was actually, her mother, my cousin's mother, and my mother used to dance together. They were in the same dance troupe
Okay.
years ago from Bowen Peters.
Okay.
So she kind of, she's like, all right, something, something
up.
going on. Something's
Yeah.
up. And she kind of figured it out after a while. But for a while, she didn't know.
Okay.
And that's when she found out.
Okay. What happened when she found out?
She was just basically like, it is what it is. We gonna make the best of it.
So she let
And
you
that's when
stay.
she was like, well, let's see if we could try to get you a job too.
Okay.
So that, you're at least, and she wanted me to finish because I hadn't finished. So I ended up having to drop out of West Haven High because I was no longer living out there. We tried the commute thing. It wasn't working. I myself I had to do a lot of things by myself or on my own. So I tried to get my transcript. I don't even know. Thinking back, telling this story, how did I even know how to do all of this stuff?
For real.
Get my transcripts. Somehow or another, I was going to go to Cross. And I had my schedule, I did my scheduling and everything. And but I had this fear of going to New Haven school system. And even though I was set up to go to Cross and picked out my classes and everything. No, I didn't go.
So, okay, so here it is again. How in the world, like you said, how in the world did you basically withdraw from West Haven and apply to go to Cross?
I told him I was on my own.
Wow.
So when they, asked, well, is there a parent? Is there? No, I was living with my grandmother. She's incapacitated. She's not able to. She's not well. However I said,
However you said,
I'm on my own.
Okay.
And I need to finish school. So, and I had to be adamant because I, was one closed door after another.
Yeah.
You can just imagine because, like you said, how?
For real.
And then I think at that time I had to get the counselor involved to help with that piece. Getting my transcript sent over to Cross and all of that. I think they did help me with that piece.
Okay.
But I was able to do that. I just didn't go.
Wow. Okay, so you didn't go to Cross.
I didn't go to Cross.
So did you go anywhere or you just...
I finished at adult education.
Okay.
Years after though.
Okay. So you missed out on your senior year.
No junior prom.
Okay.
No senior prom.
Okay. So you were completely dropped out.
Yes.
At that point. Okay. And then decided to finish
at adult ed.
How old were you when you finished at adult ed?
Oh, wow. We're talking years later because life started lifing.
Yeah. Okay.
I think I might have been about... Because I think by this time I had my son when I finished.
Okay.
And that was years ago. So in the 90s, early 90s.
Okay. So did your who was the guardian? Your
My-
aunt. Was it
Right.
your aunt? Okay. Did she know that you weren't going to school?
I don't believe she did.
Okay.
I don't
Okay.
believe she did. I can't recall.
Okay.
I don't believe she did.
Okay.
Because I started working, and I don't think that came back up as a topic.
Okay. And so
Yes.
you talk about you by then you done had your son.
But before I had the son,
Okay.
so now I'm 16.
Okay.
17's approaching, I'm staying with the cousin.
Yep.
I'm in New Haven.
Yep.
Not going to school, but I'm working. Working at McDonald's, I meet tall, dark, and handsome. And that's actually what I call him in my book. Tall, dark, and handsome. And, we start this friendship. He actually was a relative of our bus driver
Okay.
when we did go to school.
Okay.
So we knew, the family. We knew they were cousins and nephews and, uncles and whatsoever.
Right.
And we knew a lot of their relatives. And I ended up meeting Tall, Dark, and Handsome. And, we started talking. I'm 16, gullible, all of that stuff.
How old was he?
Couple of years older, so if I was 16 going on 17, he had to be about maybe 19,
Okay.
20,
Okay.
close to that. And we started building a friendship that quickly turned into something else. Not knowing that I would eventually be sleeping with the enemy. Things moved quickly, though. It moved quickly. And I'm just thinking, he likes me. He really likes me. Just stupid.
Girl.
Just stupid.
All of us.
He wants to do this for me. He wants to do that. He says he could take care of me. He likes me. Now, at this time, I had another aunt who used to live in New York.
Okay.
The aunt had moved to New Haven,
Okay.
caught wind of what was going on, and said, well, now that I'm here in New Haven, you can come stay with me.
Okay.
Get yourself back in school, get yourself together. That's about around the time I started applying and getting into adult ed. So get yourself together. But I had the tall, dark, and handsome. So I was staying with her for a little bit, and after a while, tall, dark, and handsome became an issue for her
Okay.
because she wanted a tall, dark, and handsome. So it became a problem that I had this man buying food. Now I can't put this in the refrigerator. I can't. It was just little things.
Yeah.
I can't cook this in the house. I can't cook because he bought it. Or buy me clothes. She had something negative to say about that. After a while, I'm like, okay. And so what ended up happening was he ended up getting a room, and I ended up
Moving with him.
moving with him.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So what happened? Because you done moved in now.
Locked and loaded. That's when the nightmares started.
Yeah.
And what quickly turned into I love you, I care about you, and all of this stuff. Now it's a control. I can't go there. Can't go here. Can't talk to this one. Can't do that. Let me, by that, I think we had beepers at that time. I don't think it was phones yet. It was beepers. Who's beeping?
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Yeah.
The raising of the voice. It was even sometimes we would be out in public, downtown. Remember, downtown was a big thing.
Yep.
On, the green and all of that. And they still had the mall and stuff,
Right.
being down there. And if someone yell my names. You know, a lot of people, a lot of family, a lot of people knew me. I'm still young. That would be a problem, and it would be an issue once we got home.
Okay.
So then it became where I was fearful of people speaking to me because I'm going to have to deal with the repercussions when I get home.
Yep.
And what started with verbal abuse, which I did not know at the time. I didn't know anything about
Right.
intimate partner violence, domestic violence. I didn't know anything about. I didn't see that growing up. I didn't know what that was. I thought it was love.
Right.
It's attention, negative attention. The verbal abuse, it became physical.
Okay.
Physical. And that started with someone speaking to me again out, and then, you know, we get in the car, you know, who was that? You know, pow, upside my head, you know? And which was a shock to my whole system. What the heck?
Yeah.
Now, this tall, dark, and handsome was like 245, 6'4". This is big guy.
Yeah.
And it was all muscle. Like,
Yeah.
I'm
I
messing with that.
I ain't about to swing. I'm about to cover.
I wasn't bad. What? So it was a total shock to my system. Now again, the repetitious cycle of not speaking up, being silent, afraid to say anything. What have you gotten yourself into? You should have just stayed with your eye or tried to rectify the situation, whatever.
Yeah.
Now you're stuck.
Yeah.
Okay, well, maybe it's me. What can I do to, maybe I said that wrong, or I said this wrong, or maybe so now it became an issue where I'm watching what I say, walking on eggshells, trying to avoid or learning how to avoid. I had to be very strategic in how to avoid me getting knocked upside my head. So now, 16, 7 now. I became pregnant. I'm thinking, well, surely now that I'm with child, this is gonna stop.
Right.
And you know, you always get those, you know, abusers. You know, you go through the scale, the sliding scale of, I'm sorry,
Yes.
it's not gonna happen again.
Yep.
Oh, it was just blah blah blah.
Yep.
You know, and then it go crazy, and then it comes back to the I'm sorry, it's not gonna happen again. And so you're on that roller coaster ride, and it was a lot of that. But now I'm like, I'm with child.
You must be gonna chill now.
Now you're good. Now
Yeah.
now I don't have to worry.
Yeah.
Oh no. I recall one night, and by this time we had moved somewhere else. We moved from that room because the fighting and the carrying on and the noise became too much for the lady. We had moved in a room where a disabled lady was living, and she was renting the room.
Yes.
It became too much.
Yeah.
And I felt so bad, but what am I, you know?
Yeah.
And I thought of ways
Yeah.
to escape, like what, you know?
Yeah.
But when I was homeless before and sleeping wherever I could sleep, so you're
didn't want
talking
that
in
again.
parks, on
Yeah.
park benches, sometimes at night. You know, I didn't want to go back to that.
Yeah.
So I was stuck. I felt stuck.
Yeah.
And we ended up moving, and that was actually, the room was in West Haven. We ended up moving to New Haven on I'll never forget it, New Hall Street, or Goodyear. I think it was Goodyear, in a house. And I remember one night he picked a fight. I'm like 8 months pregnant. I'm out there.
Yeah.
And he picked a fight so bad. that I was like, I'm just going to sleep on the floor. And I took the extra blankets and I made a little padding next to the bed on the floor. That wasn't good enough. He came around, picked the fight some more, and now I'm standing up and I remember he yanked the blanket from under my feet and I hit the floor. Boom! I'm 8 months pregnant.
Yeah.
It was so loud that the landlady came running upstairs and she knew
What was going on?
what was going on because she could hear.
Yeah.
She had even stopped him a couple of times. She was about that life. I will never forget this woman. I even have seen her to this day. And I look at her and I'm like, I wonder if she, would remember me. But I will never forget her face. And she would, she would come up to him. Basically like, I know what you're doing, And when she heard that loud thump, she came running upstairs and she told him, I'm going to call the police.
Yeah.
I remember him getting up out of there because she was serious.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to go through the smoke either.
Okay.
I didn't want to deal with it. And I walked from Goodyear all the way to the train station because my grandmother lived in Meriden. And I had called her, Grandma, could you please get me a ticket? Now, by this time, I never wanted to really go stay. This was my dad's mom.
Yeah.
Go stay with Grandma, because
Yeah.
not this Grandma.
Yeah.
You got your picks.
Yes.
I loved her.
Yes,
but I
yes.
know she wasn't playing.
Yeah, yeah.
And I wasn't done playing.
Right.
I was still, you know what I mean? I was
course.
still a teenager.
Yeah.
Even though I'm in this very grown-up situation.
Yeah.
I was still a teenager. And this grandma didn't play. She
yeah.
wasn't about she wasn't about no games. But I had to call her. Now
Yeah.
I'm in a desperate situation. And it's life or death.
Okay.
I don't know what, and it's crazy because my first thought wasn't, let me go to the hospital.
Yeah.
My first thought is getting somewhere safe,
right.
that I felt was
That
safe.
you felt it was safe, yeah. Absolutely.
And she, got me the ticket. I walked 8 months pregnant all the way to Union Station. Got on the train, went to Meriden. I stayed out Meriden maybe about 2 months.
Okay.
And my stupid self believed the lies and came back.
Yeah. We be wanting it to be true.
We be wanted so bad.
Yeah.
He loved
Yes,
me. He gonna
he get it
take
this
care of
time.
me. He get it.
sorry.
He's sorry
Yeah.
this time. Because he never did anything like that
Yeah. Yeah.
before. So this time he gotta be sorry.
Yeah. He know he went too far.
He know I got this baby in my belly.
Yeah.
He went way too far. He
Yeah.
know he did. Cops almost came.
I know he don't want nothing.
I
after
know
that.
he don't want none of that.
Lord,
Listen,
we is crazy.
stupid self went back. And I don't even know what I was doing, but I think I know I was sitting on the bed
Yeah.
and something came up because you always pick, that's what they do.
Yep.
Pick arguments. And all I remember is him backhanded slapping me so hard that I blacked out. When I came to, the pillow that was white was covered red. I don't know how long I was out. When I came to, I jumped up, I ran into the bathroom.
And you didn't have the baby yet.
No.
Okay.
I was
Ooh,
still
so this
pregnant.
oh Lord. Okay.
Still pregnant.
Okay. Yeah.
But going into the 9th month, I ran into the bathroom and my face, I can't even describe. It was unrecognizable. Like immediately I had swelled up everywhere. All of this was just bloody. it was immediately starting to get black and blue. Like I looked crazy. I looked like the elephant woman.
So that means after he slapped you, he must have,
I don't know.
because you wasn't even.
I don't know. Or was it that hard that I don't know.
Wow.
It's something I always thought about. Now that you asked that, it's something I always thought about because I don't know. I looked like I had been in a fight.
Yeah.
And I locked the door. And I remember just thinking, God, you gotta get me out of this. And I didn't know him like I know him now. But I heard that I could talk to him anytime.
Yeah. Did you go to church when you were younger?
So my grandmother was an usher,
Okay.
but she didn't talk about church
Okay.
like we,
Yeah.
normalize
Yep,
it and
yep.
talk about it. But she went when she could.
Okay.
When I was 12 years old, though, I had such a passion for wanting to know who was this Jesus that everybody keeps talking about or saying he loves the little children. And I remember now knowing the feeling he was already wooing me then. And my best friend, her name was Dana Gorey, had a little church in their backyard. They turned their shed into a church. And I remember, because I would go to Sunday school, I would be skipping down the street so happy.
Couldn't
right?
wait to get to
Going
Sunday school.
We gonna sing in the choir, and that's when they used to put the pillows down and on their knees and be tearing it. Jesus, Jesus,
Yes,
Jesus, Jesus.
yes.
Like, what is this? It was fascinating to
Yeah.
me. I don't see this at home, and grandma don't talk about this is what she be when she go to church. Why she, I didn't know. And at 12, I remember going back home and telling my grandma, I got saved.
Wow.
And my grandmother looked at me. She was like, saved from what? Now, I don't know if she was just testing me.
Yeah.
Or was she, but I'm
Yeah.
like, but she go to church. I was like, Grandma, Jesus saved me. And that was it. I skipped off. It was like, and she never questioned me about it again. But every Sunday after that, I would, at 12 years old.
Wow.
And I think about that often. I reflect on that often.
You already gave your life, right? So he was obligated to protect you, even in the weird decisions we made,
that,
right? He was already like, okay, she's gonna make these crazy decisions.
Wow.
But we have already made this agreement that I gotta keep her.
I didn't even think about that.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
And the other part is that is so, that you said about your grandmother was an usher. Was it grandma?
Yeah.
Was an usher, but didn't talk about him. And you went to a backyard church and got saved. And only thing I could think about is if she had sat you down and explained to you what had happened, how things could have been different.
Yes.
Now we know our journey is our journey,
Right.
right? But we also know that we have choices,
Right.
and we have we have
Free
different
will,
we have
right.
free will, right? So, but just to know that you could have called on him sooner, but this is something that happens very frequently. For some reason, it's different now, but for some reason back then, they didn't really think because you're a child that you know what you're. You don't know what you're doing.
And that's basically
And
how
you
it
need
was.
him as soon as you recognize. So, no, don't brush the child off.
Yes.
Like, sit
Yes.
down, have a conversation about what that means, what they did. Because a lot of times they don't know what it means.
Yeah, and
they're
I
just
had
being
no clue.
drawn.
I had no clue.
But if they know, how many things can be avoided.
Yes.
If they knew about, okay, now you part of the army now, so
Yes.
we got to make sure we're looking for the enemy's tactics. You know what I'm saying? explaining sin, not in a way where you condemning people,
Right.
but understanding what sin
This
is,
is what it is,
and
yes.
understanding what it is to be a Christian. We just
hell-
out there skipping along. We
Yeah.
don't know what the heck going on. All types of attacks, and we're not aware.
And we're not aware, unaware.
Girl, but go ahead.
Yeah.
but it's because even with my kids,
Yes.
like you would, if you sat and listened to our conversations about God, it's like I'm talking to you.
Right.
And they're young, like in
Yes.
school, and
Yes.
we're identifying spirits, we're identifying attacks,
Yes.
we're identifying,
Yes.
you know what I'm saying, at that age.
My granddaughter,
Mm-hmm.
she's now 14. She turned 14 Christmas. My oldest
Mm-hmm.
granddaughter. So I have 6 grandkids now.
Mm-hmm.
Good God Almighty. My oldest granddaughter, when I recognized how sensitive she was to the spirit, mind you, my daughter obviously had her young, which I did not want to happen, and prayed about it so much. But again, they, free will. And she was the rebellious one. I'ma do it anyway.
Yeah.
I always told my daughter, it's like God give you 2 roads, and one road will be free and clear, and the other road will have a bunch of broken glass and rocks.
That
And the
was more
Lord will say,
dangerous.
you which road? And you gonna skip down the blood and rocks, wondering why you bleeding. That's my daughter. But when I recognized how sensitive my granddaughter was, and my daughter has a heavy gift on her life,
Yeah.
and she's running. I had to get on her New Year's though. But when I realized that her daughter, we have those conversations too.
Yes.
And we've been having them probably since because she was very keen. And she's very, she can articulate well. You be like, wait a minute, which one's the mother and which one's the daughter? Them conversations be real, and she's on it. She knows.
You gotta
She comes
nurture
from
that.
school sometimes and be like, Grandma, this, that. And I know that was a spirit. One time she told me how the teacher, she said, Grandma, ever since such and such friend died, her teacher's friend died, she said she comes to school and the spirit in the room is just too dark and heavy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So she's
She
on
knows.
it. She knows.
And I laugh at our stories because, like, we got saved young.
Right.
But we didn't know nothing. All we knew is we shouldn't cuss.
Yes.
We shouldn't have sex. We should, those
Right,
things.
those things.
But we didn't know anything else.
What to be on alert for,
Oh,
the
my
tactics of the
goodness.
enemy, how he can manipulate your
Yes.
mind. And you're so right, I never thought about it. Had she had that conversation with me? But then again, you got to think, was her relationship?
But obviously not.
Obviously not. Obviously not.
Obviously not.
And so back to the story,
Yep,
I'm in this way. I locked the door and I had to make I didn't know scripture then, but basically the scripture that we know now, I provide a way of escape. I need a way of escape. Because that's in your word. I need it. Show me.
Yeah.
And going through the prenatal visits and stuff like that, you know how they always, they give you the resources. And that's when I started to learn, oh, wait a minute. They got shelters. Now, they still didn't know about the domestic violence.
Yeah.
Because I still didn't know that's what this was.
Yeah.
But wait a minute. You're homeless. They can help you get into shelters. Aha.
Ding, 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 ding.
I need a shelter.
I'm homeless.
I'm
Help me.
homeless. I got to get out of here.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's how I kind of started gaining, my freedom, so to say, away from this situation.
Okay. All right. So we got our son.
Yes.
Okay.
We got our son.
Are you in an apartment now, or are you
I'm in the. I had my son in the,
in the
shelter.
Okay.
Not actually
Right,
birthed
but
in the shelter,
y'all
but
staying there.
right.
Yes.
And shortly after, maybe about when he was about before 5 months, they had found housing.
Okay.
Glory be to God.
Yes.
I had my own key.
Ain't nothing like it. Ain't nothing like it.
And I had my own apartment.
Okay.
But he was tall, dark, and handsome. But still,
Yeah. Yeah.
and still trying. But at this time, I had gotten stronger.
Yeah.
Mentally.
Yeah.
Emotionally. And now, this is mine's, bruh. I could call the po-po.
Yep.
I wish you would. And that's when, and even though I, quote unquote, still loved him, because a regular bond turns into a trauma bond.
Absolutely.
Biologically, it's hard to cut. Only God can cut those ties, them soul ties.
Yeah.
And not understanding that at that time,
Yeah.
I didn't know how to cut those ties,
Right.
And I'm still, I love you, and that's still my baby daddy.
Is the abuse still happening though?
The abuse was happening, but now more verbally and
Okay.
emotionally.
Okay. Okay.
Because you can't get to me physically.
Yeah.
I'm not really in your reach. Because
Okay.
there was times, even when I was at the shelter, that he tried to roll up, at the shelter. There was times now because I started working.
Yeah.
That you pulled up at the job and you getting chased out, bro.
Yeah.
You can't, that's not effective anymore.
Right. Okay. Good.
So now it's the verbal and the emotional abuse. And, but I'm stronger. I'm feeling myself.
Yeah.
I'm feeling myself. But, we're going to take our kid to church, our son to church, that type of stuff.
To do
and
the right thing.
Let's do the right
Yeah.
thing. And, we tried it
Yeah.
until he kept trying it.
Yeah.
And I remember one specific night, and this was kind of the pivot of that chapter being closed, so to say.
Okay.
Where he tried to physically, because I let him come in, see the baby,
Yeah.
and he tried to physically, like he would put hands on
Handle
me.
you. Yeah.
But I knew he always carried a 22 in his pocket, and I knew the 22 jammed, and it would go off if you hit it. And I had a shovel. It was wintertime. I had a metal shovel. The metal shovels? I had one, landlord or somebody must have gave it to me, the shovel and stuff.
Yeah.
And he tried it, and I went to reach out, bow, and that gun went off. Bro, he thought he was shot. And he went running in the bathroom.
You want to keep playing?
And I think at that time he knew.
He knew.
Because even in between, because I had to find ways again to avoid being physically assaulted.
Yeah.
And so I would even hyperventilate purposely.
Yeah.
Throw myself, I can't breathe, and just so he couldn't touch me.
Right. Yeah.
It was all this type of stuff. Had to be an
crazy.
actress,
Yeah.
all this type of drama.
That's a lot.
Just to stay alive. But this time I was like, bow. And I think, and actually that turned into now a physical altercation. But this time I'm fighting back.
Yeah.
And he came out the bathroom. He was like, "Oh, you shot me." Da-da-da-da-da. So you ain't shot. You are not shot.
You want to be?
But you want to be. As much as you done to me.
You on your way.
And I will never forget. And we started tussling. Now, again, he 6'4".
Yeah.
Probably now a little bit more than 245. And I remember one of my glass photos breaking on the wall. We kind of bumped into the wall. And it was a big, sharp piece.
Yep.
And I grabbed it. And I backed him up into the sink. And he was linked. And I had it right on his thoracic artery. And I was like, I will, ear to ear.
Yeah.
how they say, unalive you.
I ain't got time.
Not today.
Mm-hmm.
Not anymore.
Wow.
And that was
Pretty much
pretty
the
much
end of that.
the end of that
Yeah.
cycle.
Okay. So what happened next? Because I remember you did put me on to another situation now. So you said y'all wanted to start taking your son to church and stuff. Are you, at this point, are you just going to church, or are you like getting to know God, or is it just going right now because that's what?
I was going, but I was also getting to know
Okay.
God. I knew this can't be it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And these things have to change. Like something has to give.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I was learning.
Yeah.
I was learning.
Yeah.
I was going to a church, I think it was called Mount Olive 2,
Okay.
for a short period of time.
Okay.
And that used to be on Grand Avenue.
Yeah.
And I was going there for a short period of time.
Okay.
Just learning.
Yeah.
Just
Okay.
learning.
Okay.
Learning who I was.
Right.
Who he is.
Yeah.
Who
Yeah.
I am, in
Yeah.
him. But
Yeah.
it wasn't
Yeah.
yet.
I get it.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Just the basics.
Well, you got a lot of you had a huge distraction.
Huge.
So,
yes.
I figured, with the distraction, it's kind of hard to focus on,
Right.
Just you, God, and the baby. You know what I
Right.
mean? All right, so he out the picture. Thank God.
He out the picture. And actually, he really became out of the picture.
Okay.
Years later, he ended up having another child.
Okay.
That of course he was denying, and she came out looking a split an image, so you can't even deny that. And then myself and her became best friends.
Okay, nice.
So now we're kind of working in cahoots. And where I ended up actually having to, now get this, because this is a huge piece of it. Let me tell you about redemption.
Okay.
Now it's her.
Mm.
I tried to warn her.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because you keep trying to come for me.
I ain't the one you need to be worried about.
I'm not the one you need to be worried about. And I tried to warn her. But that's what she wanted. And she got every bit of what she wanted. But when I tell you it was worse, and so my heart went out to her. And not that I wanted to be friends with her, but I don't mind being friends with folk as long as they act right.
Yeah, but those weren't your intentions.
But that wasn't my intention.
Right.
And it happened that way. But I'm glad it did, because when I tell you it was worse, oh my gosh. But there was a moment in that time span in her season where now he's kind of hit rock bottom. Started doing wet. That's when wet was predominant then. And he was a store manager. He had locked down the store, having a episode. The store is supposed to be 24 hours. He done locked down the store, barricaded himself behind the counter, behind the, where the register is, and calling me for help.
What? Oh, man.
That's what I said. Now, by this time, I'm in another relationship.
Okay. Okay.
We're talking a few years later.
Yeah.
My son is now about 3, 4.
Okay.
I'm in a whole nother relationship.
Now, is this relationship better?
Now, this relationship is better. However, now I'm the abuser.
Okay. Because you said no, it won't be me.
It's not me.
Okay.
It's not going to be me again.
Yeah.
Ever.
Okay.
And that's how a cycle of abuse, can turn up, can start.
Yeah.
Because you become so much of the, you want to protect yourself.
Yeah.
and your fight or flight stays on
Yes.
pilot
Yes.
all the time.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep.
But again, not even understanding at that time and at the age, I'm still young.
Yeah.
That maybe I just need to chill.
Yeah. Be by myself.
Be by myself.
Yeah.
There were no older influences or positive influences, in my ear.
Yeah.
Just
Right.
there was nobody to say, have a moment of Selah.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
rest for a minute,
Yeah. Right. Okay.
because I'm looking for love in all the wrong places. I missed out on a lot of love. So
Yeah.
I'm trying to regain it, I guess. This
Yeah.
is,
That's what you're thinking.
this is what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
And so I'm in this relationship. It was better, different type of vibe, very
happy.
happy, but when issues arrive, now I'm the one
The
brolic.
aggressor. Yeah.
I'm the aggressor.
Mm-hmm. Did you do anything crazy
I
to
did.
him? Uh-oh. What you do? What you do to him? Oh, Lord.
Whew. So now there was a time where I was just getting ready to tell you that story too. I caught wind because he would use my car. I had a car.
Okay.
I got a car.
Mm-hmm.
I'm finishing school at adult ed.
Okay.
At the same time, though, I'm doing my CNA license, so I'm doing them together collaboratively. And so he would watch my son.
Okay.
And he would take my car, drop me off to the center, this and that, watch my son. It was good. So I could hear that there's some girl riding in my car.
Okay.
I'm in school.
Yeah.
I asked one of the older ladies, can you, this and that's going on. Can you please bring me in? As we're going en route to my house, our cars pass. And sure enough,
There was
and
somebody
this
in the car.
individual was already an issue.
Okay.
It was a pre-issue.
Okay.
But you done lied, so now it looks suspect.
Yeah.
Where if you just been honest, okay, it is what it is.
Yeah.
We circled that car back around. I said, you can let me out. They was at his grandmother's house. I pulled right up. I went to the driver's side. Yanked him out of the car. I'm not even realizing, though, we're right across the street from his grandmother's house.
Yeah.
That's where they went by the grandmother's house.
Yeah.
I tore him up right out there to where now the grandmother come out with a shotgun.
Oh, Lord.
She's shooting him. That's
Stop. Y'all stop it. In the air. Oh, Lord.
Lord Jesus, get off him, get off him. It was crazy. Now that I'm talking about it, it's crazy. Can't make this stuff up. And, she locked the door. Don't lock the door. You need to unlock it, and you need to find your way, another way home or wherever you was on your way
Yeah.
to. But you getting out of my car.
Yeah.
I wasn't going to attack her.
Yeah.
She didn't know.
Right.
But I tore him up.
Yeah.
I tore him up. Yes, I did. And it was another time when we had gotten to it so bad. And at this particular time, I was staying with a relative around the corner. And my Aunt Dincy, I ended up with a black eye only because I got hit. You know, when you get hit in your nose.
Yeah.
And she was like, Lord, and she was on her way. Well, actually, she did go. He was working at Wawa's at the time. Wawa's in New Haven that used to be in the middle of the Westville section.
Yep, I remember.
And she said, I got to, I'm about to go talk to him. I'm about to go see, And she came back. She said, Lord Jesus. And all she kept doing was laughing. And I'm like, well, she said, you tore him up.
Dang.
She said, what you do? What you hit him with? So I said, all I remember is the phone. Remember the big desktop phones? I remember grabbing one of those and clocking the mess out of it. She said, Lord, who was you trying to call? Jesus. So apparently,
Yeah.
and he's high yellow.
Yeah.
My daughter's father, because I
Yeah.
ended up having a baby
with him. Okay.
was high yellow. So he was red all
Yeah.
over. Oh my goodness. That was a laugh for us for a while.
So you basically ended up saying, I'm not gonna be abused like that no more.
No more.
Like you're not.
Yes.
Nobody's gonna ever do that to me again. And obviously, because there was no healing that took place.
No healing. And not knowing it's still
It's
domestic
still-
violence.
Right.
It's still
Right.
intimate partner violence.
Exactly.
Just because you're fighting back
Doesn't
make
make it
any better.
Exactly.
You're
Yeah.
still partaking. You're still a part of. You're still involving yourself in it.
And I think even to this day, yes, there's a lot of talk about it, but like I used to hear young girls in the salon,
Yes.
and they actually think it's cute.
It's cute.
And it's like, no, it's
Nothing
not cute.
is cute about nothing.
Even
is
if
cute
you
about
are
this.
you being the aggressor, it's not cute.
No.
I mean, they be quick
doesn't
to hit.
look
And I
good.
remember at one point I was quick to hit.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. No, not
Yeah.
cool.
Not cool at all. And as you get older, you get educated and hopefully and healed. But that was I became the aggressor. And because what happens is when you don't get healed before you deal, you're just bringing those same issues into the
Into the
next
same
situation.
situation.
And that perpetual cycle.
Yes.
It just keeps going.
Yes.
So I wasn't healed
Yeah. Yeah.
at all.
Right.
You know what I
Right.
mean?
Yes.
And even though the physical violence and all of that that didn't happen all the time.
Right.
It still
That
happened. It
happened.
still occurred. But it that subsided, thank
Okay.
God. But we moved on. And then I thought, and I met someone after that, years later though. Because now by this time I have enough common sense.
Yeah.
That I need to chill.
Yeah. So he's done.
He's done.
And then, okay, you move on to someone else.
And end up getting married.
Okay.
Thinking marriage is gonna solve it all.
That's right next to having a child. It's like
It's
the child's gonna change him. It's either the child gonna change him or the marriage gonna change
right.
him. Yep. Mm-hmm.
One of the two. So the child didn't work. The marriage gotta
work. Yeah.
Cause he's marrying me.
Yeah, I'm his wife.
I'm his wife.
Yeah.
I got the ring. I get the money. Whatever,
Yeah.
I have a last name. Hyphenated though.
Yeah.
But yes.
Yeah, yeah.
And I thought, and listen. And it's crazy because each situation brought about different factors of domestic abuse. People think domestic abuse is only physical.
Yeah.
But we're learning it's a whole lot more than physical.
Yeah.
And now I'm being introduced to financial domestic violence. When you want to control my money or how I make my money or stopping me from making money.
It's common.
And the psychological, which for me is more damaging than the physical.
Yeah.
You could heal from the physical. The psychological can linger for your whole life
Yeah.
if you don't deal with it. They don't leave any marks.
Right. On
Those
the outward
marks are
appearance, they're
internal.
Internal, yeah. So what happened with him?
Lord Jesus. So I knew though.
I was about to say,
There
were
were
there
red
signs?
flags.
Yep. We always like
we
to turn them
we
pink.
I don't see the red flag.
Yes.
Yes, you did.
They're there.
Yes, you did. You
Yep.
saw them and you decided to ignore them.
Yeah.
And that's what I did. I decided to ignore them. They weren't flashing red lights, but they were on.
They were of some concern.
They were of some
Yeah.
concern. Even to the point of the actual, as we went to Justice of the Peace. But even in that, I ran to the bathroom and I'm just staring in the bathroom and I'm like, Lord. And by this time, my mother was murdered via domestic violence, which is a whole nother.
Okay. But that's good to
Segment.
know. Yeah, that's good to know, though.
And we were in the process of the court hearings and the test, all of that was in motion. It
But
was happening.
Look at that. Look at that. You ain't even have to be with her for that to be put on you.
Yes.
For that
Yes.
attack to be put on you. Oh, okay. Go ahead. So she's passed and you're with.
So she passed our way. And one of the signs of that is we're going through the court proceedings, you know, and I had to testify.
Mm-hmm.
I was, I believe, the second or third individual to testify. So it was a lot. I was going through a lot.
Yeah.
He was not supportive.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't even want to come to, like, want to do his own thing. I'm like, are you serious?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The first week, within the first 2 weeks of us after being married, he was MIA. He got scared and went and stayed with whoever, I don't even know. Because I was at his mother's house.
Now, how old were you at the time?
So at this time, though, I'm in my 20s.
Okay.
I'm in my early, mid-20s.
Okay.
I'm in my mid-20s. And I was losing it, though, mentally, like emotionally. Just dealing with just all of the stress of, you know, going through that. And, you know, you get married, you missing, there's a whole bunch of stuff going on. You know, I'm finding out you cheating. It was just one thing after another after another.
Yeah.
I thought I was in like a rabbit hole, falling down a rabbit hole. So I went and stayed with his mom.
Okay.
Took my kids and we went to stay with his mom. Because and also too, I was worried.
Yeah.
Nobody had heard from him. His mother
Yeah.
didn't hear from him. His sisters didn't hear from him.
Yeah.
I didn't hear from him. We didn't know what was what.
Yeah.
So it was a little bit of worryation included in there as well. And going through that, I attempted to commit suicide. And this, excuse me, actually the second time, not when I was homeless.
Okay. That was one time.
That was one of the times.
When you were 15 or?
Yeah,
Okay.
when I was close to 15, yes.
Okay.
That was, I tried to slit my wrist. It wasn't working.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't do this. I don't know how they do it.
I don't know how they do
I don't
this.
know how they do it, but it wasn't working. But it was enough where I ended up on the 11th floor at Yale and arguing with them. I'm not crazy. I know what year it is. This is what happened.
Yeah.
Let me out of here.
Yeah.
Let me up out of here.
And this time, how did you try to?
Pills.
Yeah.
But it worked.
Just tired of everything.
Just tired of everything. If I
Yeah.
could just go to sleep and not wake up. But then I had to stop because I thought about, I got these kids
I was
in
about
the
to
next
say,
room.
did the kids come up?
In the next room.
Yeah.
But with this individual, there was a lot of violence, not just physical guns.
Yeah.
I had a gun, you know, one time in taking a bath. And he was another one because somebody spoke to me. Now you mad because somebody spoke to me. I'm 20-something years old.
Yeah.
And had a whole life before you came along.
Right.
I know folks, you know. I have friends.
Yeah.
And him coming in hours after we were driving home from somewhere, someone yells out my name. They see my car coming down the street, Steph, you know. Hours later, now you want to come in the bathroom and harass me
About
and
it.
try to and
Yeah.
put the gun in my face. Thanks be to God, my brother was staying with us at the time. And I yelled out to my brother. And he came and talked to me. I had to jump out of the bathtub as I was.
Yes.
In front of my brother.
Yeah.
You know, to try to get some type of safety, get to a safe place.
Yeah.
It was just crazy. It was crazy.
Yeah.
And that marriage obviously did not last long. Because now, after being the aggressor, now I fight back.
Yeah.
So it was a lot of that. I remember having interviews and him cutting up my clothes so I couldn't go to the interview and coming to my job where I was working and banging on the doors, for me to come out. Now I'm the manager of the store. I can't leave. I'm counting money. I'm doing banking
Yeah,
transactions.
just sabotage.
Just sabotage.
Yeah.
Just anything.
Yeah.
Crazy. Crazy. Like
Yeah.
this was a whole different monster.
Yeah.
And you could actually see the demons in his eyes that he was dealing with. So now what did I get myself into? I need a way of escape.
And look at the grace.
Look at the grace.
We be doing the silliest stuff. And here we go. God, could you please get me out of this again? And what'd he do?
Get us right out.
Get us out again.
Get us right out.
So how'd he get you out of this one?
This one ended where basically I had enough. He had did something stupid and ended up in jail.
Okay.
So the Lord did it. Ended up in jail. But when he got out, he was in for a short period of time though, but it was just enough time.
Okay.
And that for me to start preparing my papers.
Yeah.
I did my divorce and everything on my own.
Okay.
And when he got out, he called me. He said, I need to talk to you about something. I need to see you. And something, whatever. I don't know if we had to exchange something. There was something, but for whatever reason, I met him.
Yeah.
Public place, broad daylight though. Now I'm thinking I'm one up in him. I go early. How about he was already there? So or you there earlier than I was, and I was early.
Wow.
But I have my kids in the car. So he starts to, things start going left with the conversation. And I remember saying to him, you have done everything you could possibly do to me except kill me. Unless you're going to kill me now in front of my kids, there's the door.
Yeah.
Goodbye. I'm done. You're done. Goodbye. Straight face, just like I'm looking at you.
Yeah.
That's how I said it, man. And it shut everything down. And he got out.
Thank God. Because that was sent, all those was sent to really kill you.
Yes. Yes. Even my mother's abuser, after he killed her, listening to him testify, he was trying to kill me too. Which, when you think, knowing the story, he was trying to get me to bring him to Hartford, knowing he had already killed my mother. I'm calling to see where my mother's at, and he's trying to get me to take him to Hartford.
The attack.
And I find out he was trying to kill me too. He knew I didn't like him because I knew that demon.
Yeah.
And at that time, I was trying to tell my mother about that demon. She was already locked in.
Wow.
It's so much.
Girl, listen. So now you advocate for...
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Now I have Women Winning Over Fear, WWOF.
Okay.
And I advocate for those who do not speak up, cannot speak up, afraid to speak up. And one of my biggest things is being against fear.
Yeah.
Find your voice, find your power, lose the fear.
Yes. Because that is what has you in the headlock.
That had me in the head. That had me in grips.
Yeah. Yeah.
Grips of darkness.
Wow. Ciao. But you here.
I am here. To God be the glory.
So, okay. We done dug in. The main thing that stuck out to me was the continuous attraction to the abuse. And it reminded me of how when drug dealers go to jail, right? And they come out and they think they're going to, the next time, they don't come out saying, I'm going to change it. They don't come out saying, I'm going to change from it. I'm just going to do this different.
Yes.
I'm just going to do that different. So that's what it reminds me of. It's like, and then as you would think getting bolder is a good thing and smarter, actually made the last situation worse because it's the both of y'all like this.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But can you like just speak to, because this started young, really, the being rejected.
Oh, yes.
And that whole search for love, the teenagers in situations where they're rejected from the people that's supposed to love them. You know what I mean?
I think that for me is one of the hardest but key elements because even when you're rejected, especially at a young age, you don't realize it's rejection. You don't even understand the totality of rejection and being abandoned and being dropped.
Yeah.
You don't understand that these individuals were supposed to help cover and keep you safe
Yeah.
and help educate and help guide, help instruct, help you grow. And that's what gets me because you don't even realize
That's what's happening. So the real issue, because these are things that you shouldn't have to even be worried about,
Right.
which is why they don't realize what's going on. But how about us as people who have come over these? This is why this is one of the reasons why I have this platform, because too many people think they're the only one that's going through this or is going through something, right? And we have a responsibility.
Yes, we do.
To share the mistakes and the wrong turns that we made. Like, if we understood our assignments,
Yes.
then these young women, men, whoever, wouldn't be so easily targeted.
Yes.
It's the hush.
It's the hush.
It's the turning away.
Yes.
Oh, they too young to understand. Man, they, like you said about your granddaughter being sensitive to the spirit, it's worldwide. This younger generation is so sensitive. And we not stepping up.
We're too busy doing whatever. I don't even know.
We too busy catching up.
Yeah.
We ain't stepping up.
That's a good.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So this right here reminded me of our responsibility to this younger generation to have these conversations. You know, yes, they should be having them at home, but most of them don't even have a home.
Have a home.
They don't have anybody who feels even responsible to sit them down, right? We need to be more vocal about the things that we've experienced.
Because look at what's happened. Look what just recently. And that breaks my heart.
Yes.
To be young.
Yes.
And lose your life at the hands of someone else.
Yes.
Behind a relationship.
Yeah. And I noticed too that a lot of people blame the younger generation.
Right.
But really, I always say, who was their example?
Their example, yes.
Right? So, well, your grand's got a powerful woman with a powerful testimony that is going to help them escape some of these things. I know it will.
I pray.
So, yes. I'm thankful that you came on and you shared, because it could, even though you've overcome it, it could still be very hard. You know, getting emotional and realizing, and like you said, like some things you don't even think of until you say it out loud.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So, and thank you for also advocating for other women who have been where you've been, being able to identify them and try to help them have a voice. The ones that want to be helped.
The ones that want to be helped.
You know, because that's a whole nother thing.
That's a whole nother.
That's
another level.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, how you feel?
Being here with you, amazing now.
Well, I'm glad.
Thank
And
you.
I pray that this podcast reaches millions of people who need to hear it, because it is still happening way too much, and it's getting younger and younger and younger.
Younger. Yes.
We have a responsibility. If God has saved you and pulled you out, you need to go back and get someone else.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. Yes, please.
So,
We are mandated.
we're mandated.
We are mandated.
So thank you guys for tuning in again to Reborn and Relentless and hearing another amazing story. I hope you guys really understand the importance of sharing your testimony. It is freeing for you as an individual. It is freeing for the people who are listening. You never know who it will touch, who it will help. So come on. Come on. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. If you want to hear more, we appreciate it. Make sure you comment. We love to hear the comments. Whatever they are very much appreciated. And until next week.
Shine